And the problem's getting worse with the third technological evolution of work. Earlier, I talked to the first and the second evolution, where we went from the in-tray hard copy correspondence to the second evolution, which was where email digitized the in-tray. And now we face the third evolution, which is cloud-based. Work is now coming in from all directions, platforms like Teams, Chat, Trello, planner boards, all of them. There are so many, and it's made it more efficient to deliver work to us, but it has significantly increased the volume and the velocity of what we need to deal with even more. So again, we have the benefit of increased speed of communication, but we are finding that all these devices and apps designed to make work easier can actually slow us down. So we need to just have a look at how we're managing that influx of information across all of these devices. And this is one solution, actually many solutions. There's three in particular that I'm going to be unpacking with you today. And these are specifically to help you with email management. There's going to be some practical tips that you can put into place right away if you so choose. And the resource at the end will include, or the resource you would have already received potentially would have included some instructions for some of the tips. And I'll be demonstrating at the end how to implement a few things also. Okay, so the first overarching solution to gain control of our inbox. And we are going to look, it's to gain control of your inbox rather, and we're going to look at a one-touch approach to handling emails to help with this. So this is a foundation for the remaining strategies I'm going to be covering. Okay, so the second strategy is to ensure we have a simple process for scheduling new work that comes in via email, so we don't have to hoard and feel overwhelmed from using our highly dynamic inbox as a to-do list. And lastly, we want to deliberately set ourselves up in a way that allows us to reduce the amount of email traffic in our inbox. Okay, so the first solution to gain some control of our inboxes here. This is a behavior for managing emails. We want to employ a do it now, decide now approach to all incoming emails the first time we read or handle them. Some of us here may already be doing this, which is super cool. We'll carry on doing it. The very first time we read or touch something, we need to make a decision. As already mentioned, the temptation is to continually have a look, quick look, take things, flag things for later, and later eventually just becomes never when there's more emails there. So the first time we read or handle incoming work, we need to ask ourselves, can we do it now? If not, we need to be decisive in that moment about what we do with it. Best practice is to make decision on first touch. What will I do with this email? And hey, this principle actually could be applied to all of our incoming work. It could be Teams message or a piece of paper landing on your desk, someone verbally giving you a task after shoulder tapping you, meeting actions, text message. It's all incoming work and can be treated with the same one-touch approach. So simple. But how does it work in practice? To effectively run the do it now, decide now approach to our all incoming work, we need to call on the magical 4 Ds. And if we can't do it now, we need to be decisive about what we do with it and move it to the next logical step in that moment. And here are those 4 Ds that we can choose from. Delete it. Can we delete this? So is it something we don't need to keep or action? Or is this something that needs to be delegated or passed on to someone else to action? If so, let's do it now and ensure we do it clearly and effectively to reduce the likelihood of clarification requests. Maybe it's something we need to action ourselves, but it's not appropriate or possible to do it now. In that case, we would date it. And we need to decide now when and block a specific time and a day to action that piece of work. Or we can deposit it. So this may not require any obvious action right now, but we do need to keep it. So let's file it out of the way, somewhere deliberate and smart, where we will be able to find it easily. And we're going to talk about the where a little further down the track. The point is to file it on first read, not later on when we've got a lot of backlog and clutter to deal with. So the first call to action with this principle is to do it now, assuming we have a moment to do it now on an email, and that might just be because it's a quick task. There are some really smart features in Outlook we can lean on to increase our efficiency here. Templates is a great function that's designed to save us time and mental real estate. You might already use this. It may depend on the version of Outlook you're using. Some people use email signatures for this type of thing. Today, we're talking about templates because they were designed specifically to store routinely used content we produce. So why would we use templates? Here's a reason. Have you ever started writing an email and get the feeling, oh, I've written this paragraph before. It was beautifully word crafted. It might have been an address that you're writing 100 times, or printer instructions, or anything that you're repeating over and over. Eventually, you go through your sent mail, you find it, you copy it, you paste it into the new email, and you send it. So templates are really great for this type of thing. Instead of copying and pasting it, you can save it as a template for future use, and it's just a 1 or 2 click solution to rewriting those emails or information we send often. So we could use templates for practically anything, anything in a different language. You could use it for tables or reports, quick updates if you're doing updates often. And it's really up to you how you structure it. It does have a limited capacity. Quick parts is also available, and it does a similar thing, but it has a much larger capacity. So the way you would find it is in the home menu of an email. I'm talking about templates now, or the message menu. You would find templates in the far right of the menu. You just click on that and you see the blue template cross, the blue template plus at the bottom, and you can just input any new content in there. You'll see that Outlook has already got some presets, some I'm running late, I'll reply later. You can add to those at your discretion. Does anybody use Dictate yet? I don't know about you, but I can certainly think and speak faster than I can type, and dictation has been really useful for me and a lot of our PEP participants. Actually, it's a great function that's available across most Microsoft apps in the 365 suite. We've got Outlook, OneNote, Word, PowerPoint, not Excel right now, but that could change. Things are changing all the time. Using dictation can help speed up the work. It makes it easier to do it now on a task, and it's available on phone as well. If you've got Outlook on your phone, you can simply use that too. It's really useful to dictate emails or notes between back-to-back meetings or any other time it doesn't suit you to pull out the old laptop. So I encourage you to try it out if you haven't already started using it, and persist with it, because it learns our speech patterns and habits and vocabulary the more we use it. So you just need to remember to use your punctuation, like full stop, new line, new paragraph. Have a good play with it. Okay, the next D of the 4 Ds that I'm going to talk about now is for date it, which means scheduling work for another time. Dating work is a really important strategy, and we don't often have the ability to action things the first time we touch it, but they do require an action. So let's decide when we're going to look at this, if not now. Booking time to do our own work is a really important efficiency strategy if we want to avoid stress or feeling of overwhelm. And Outlook calendar and tasks have been created specifically to enable us to date our work in 1 or 2 clicks. So how do we move emails directly to our calendar or tasks so that we're creating prompts and reminders to action these things? By right-clicking and holding on an email, we can drag it into our Outlook calendar or tasks, and we can book a specific time to do it later. Really useful if we have an email we need to reply to in a couple of weeks, rather than leaving it at the bottom of our inbox as a reminder. So if someone asks me for my recommendations on something by 17th of September, I can drag it into my calendar for the 13th of September, and then I can completely forget about it until then. I have time booked to construct my thoughts and send it back before the deadline. And don't worry if you can't quite ascertain how this works based on the screen grab here. I'm going to do a bit of a demo using my Outlook before the end. So people often have multiple sources of work, and many people compound this challenge with multiple to-do lists. To make life easier for ourselves and reduce complication, confusion, we recommend having one work plan, one capacity plan, one place where we have visibility of all the work we need to do and how much time we have allocated to do it. So where would you say your capacity plan would be, or is it visible to others so they don't overbook time? Used really well, our Outlook calendar can be such a great visual capacity plan to determine what we can and can't achieve in a week and the weeks to come. And reading and responding to emails do form a significant part of how we spend our time at work. So we do need to fold this into our capacity plan, not have it sit alongside. That's how it ends up taking over and we lose control of our workload. To-do lists, everyone has them in some form. And these are just a wish list. So we want to convert these lists into an action list by moving these items into deliberate time slots into our calendar. And that way we know we have time to do it and how much time we may have for anything else that comes up. So in one quick check of our calendar, our capacity for the coming week or weeks is all there. So the resource will have these instructions on it as well. And as I say, I'll do a demo of this so you can see how we do the drag and drop.